Last Thursday, I was privileged to have the opportunity to keynote at CBAFF, a conference communicating with those in the customs broking and freight forwarding industry. So let's dive in and look at some of those things that I discussed that are actually relevant to all of us about where technology is taking our lives.
From Auckland, New Zealand, and in partnership with Gorilla Technology, your 3 minutes with host Paul Spain starts now.
Business and technology commentator,
technology expert Paul Spain.
So where are we? 10 years ago, smartphones were unusual. Not many people had them, but now they're just the norm. So what does the next few years ahead for us hold? Well, autonomous vehicles, one thing right now, used in a few places. They're used to truck things around in the mining industry in Western Australia. We see them doing millions of miles around the world in tests. Companies like Waymo, Uber, Ford, and so on. These companies are out on the roads with the vehicles, but still unusual. In 5 years, won't be uncommon for us to be seeing and maneuvering around within autonomous vehicles, as it will be for the trucking industry and the freight industry. Internet. Well, we get pretty reasonable internet in a lot of parts of the world at the moment. Other parts, not so much. Well, that's all changing. We're seeing governments rolling out really fast internet through mobile networks, fiber optics. We have companies like Alphabet and SpaceX who are working on new ways to deliver internet everywhere. So internet will become much more accessible right across our population, much lower costs, faster. So big change there. What else? Well, we've really got all sorts of changes that are going to flip things on its head. So things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, the blockchain. There's all sorts of pieces that will change our world. So looking ahead 10 years, it's going to be dramatically different for all of us in our workplaces, in our normal day-to-day lives. So what does that mean for you? Well, as individuals, we need to embrace the technologies and work out how we make sure we're positioned, both ourselves, our families, our children. How do we make sure that in the next 10 years that we're in a good place, that we don't see the technology changes displacing our work and leaving us stuck? What else? Well, businesses, they're going to have to deal with some interesting challenges, as will governments, because there will be some employment that will disappear, but there's all sorts of new opportunities. There will be new jobs, but employers and organizations need to be thinking around, well, how do we embrace these new technologies to ensure that our organizations are still around in the years to come, that they're not displaced, they're not bumped out. So important now within your own organization to make sure you're thinking 5-10 years out, what should the organization look like? And when you establish that strategy, realize that you can't just sit on a strategy now. Organizations need to keep adjusting, updating, and reworking what they do, because the disruption will be continuous. So there's good possibilities ahead. It's just a matter of making sure that we position ourselves. Governments will have some challenges ahead, but I think those that are forward thinking will navigate this well and will have great results. Well, that's it from me this week. You can catch my updates paulspain.com/updates, and of course you can follow me on social media. All right, thanks.